to take the morning after, I
um, well, you sleep less. That's one of the things that happens when you lose. And I suppose the thing about the AFL and the game is that you've got to move forward. And you look at the Olympians who have 4 years to have one event, but in the AFL you get the opportunity to go again in 6-7 days time. So you find that you're able to move on quickly, but certainly there's some disrupted sleep.
Did you literally lie awake thinking about what could have been last night?
Well, you probably just replay things in your mind and just what you could have done, and if this had happened and that had happened, and that's just, I suppose, any athlete just revisits what they would have liked to have done if they had their time again, but you don't, and that's just the reality of it.
What did go wrong? I mean, it would look like it was going to be a charge in the third quarter there. We missed a few easy shots. Was that the pivotal point, or what did you feel like out there?
Yeah, I suppose I thought that we were playing a reasonable style for a fair period of the game, but to North's credit, they were just able to, I think, control the tempo of the game. I think that their ability to have a lot more uncontested marks meant that they were controlling possession time, and then they were just able to move the ball more effective than what we were, and I thought our ball movement was pretty slow. Even though defensively we probably weren't as good as what we were against Adelaide last week, it was probably our ball movement and our inability to get it into our forwards quickly, given the one-on-one opportunities that they had.
And efficiently as well. I mean, kicking efficiency the first half of the year was right up, probably the best kicking team in the comp. What do you think? Has it been personnel, confidence?
Yeah, I don't know if we have a specific one thing that's causing it. I think that probably we've haven't had the continuity of the forwards down there, and I think that continuity of players is a big thing in the AFL, and just haven't been able to be as precise as what we would like. But sort of been working on it in training, and it's just sort of not translating to games as it was earlier in the year.
As a spectator, you watch that game when a couple of players from the opposition go down, and you think Bombers are a shoe-in now because of the intensity of the game. Do you think that as a player, and mentally does it take its toll, or thinking it's too easy almost?
You certainly notice, when a guy of Daniel Wells' calibre isn't out on the ground, and I think that you realise that. But the focus for the playing group is about the contest from contest to contest, and it's like you prepare yourself for the first quarter, and you don't worry about what's going to happen in the third or fourth. And I think that that's what we sort of struggled with on the weekend, was probably thinking about too much, is the scoreboard in our favour, is it not in our favour, rather than just contest to contest and working through the game that way.
You mentioned the slow ball movement. It's something that I guess at the start of the year that put Essendon up the top of the ladder is the quick more ball movement from half back. Are you guys noticing that more significantly drop off in the towards the latter part of the year, and are you confident that you can regain it before the finals come around?
Well, I certainly think that we've got the capability to move the ball quickly. I think that we have been a little bit slower than what we were earlier in the year, and we're probably not being as brave with the ball as what we were. We've got to get back to being able to defend the ground the way we want, but also move the ball off the line when we want to as well, and I think that's going to be the key for us.
Is it a mental thing, or is it simply fatigue that you're not getting the ball and moving it straight away like you were earlier in the year? Is it something you think that's more mental or physical?
Yeah, it's hard to know whether it's in between your ears or it's actually just a physical thing. I think that the players, certainly the way that they were feeling before the game as they were fresh, I think it's just, when you're going through situations and you've got to make a decision, perhaps we're being a little bit too conservative with that decision making than what we were early in the year.
Jobe, there's more talk in the papers and things like that about how you don't get enough support from your midfield teammates. How do you see it?
I think that what we have is we've got Brent Stanton and David Arrakis, who are two really important players for us out at the moment. Jason Winderlich, who's a really important player for us, wasn't there on the weekend. I think that we've got to be an even midfield group, and I think when we're playing well, we've got a lot of contributors, and I think at the moment the personnel sort of isn't enabling us to do that. But the guys who are out there, we've all recognised that we've got a job to do, and the ability whoever is out there has the ability to win a one-on-one contest at any situation in the game, and that's probably what we've got to be able to do more consistently. And last week I thought that as a group we played really consistently at a high level, even though we didn't get the result. But the midfield group and their ability to play sort of one-on-one and beat their opponent was pretty good, and North were probably just stronger than that on the weekend.
Do you feel the pressure though? Like you do a hell of a lot more than your teammates, it's clear. Do you feel that?
Not really. I mean, I feel that what I do is I try and play contest to contest, and I feel that when the team is going well, then we are playing well as a group. Then everyone is feeling good. At the moment, when you lose 4 in a row, it's very very difficult to get the guys mentally up, and that is the challenge of the game, is to be able to fight your way through contests and fight your way through down patches and will yourself to get out of that. And at the moment, we just haven't been as strong as our opposition. And
so, what is your message? Like, what do you say during the game to try and get the kids, so to speak, up?
I think that what you do is you just say, go back to what you know and do what you know and do it well. You don't have to do anything different. Just play to your strengths and take each contest as it is, because what just happened has no effect on what your ability to do at the next contest is going to be. And that, I think, is the approach that you have to have. The previous 10-15 minutes, there is no impact on what the contest that you're just about to approach is, and that is the message I think that you have to permeate through the group, is your ability to compete for the next 15 or the next 10 minutes. It has to be high, and you have to give that effort at every contest.
And will you get Stan and Arrakis? Will they be back this week? How are they going?
Yeah, Stans will be a definite, and Zaka had a scan this morning. They were getting a phone call from the medical this morning, and if that came back clear, then he'd be 95% to play.
Anyone else?
And Paddy Ryder would be a very good chance as well. Dave Myers probably another week away. Yep.
Is the team confidence at a level where you actually think you can get back to finals contention? I mean, or is it just battered completely after 5 of the last 6?
Yeah, I don't think it's battered completely. I think that what we're not thinking about what's going to happen in 3 weeks' time. We've got to concentrate on how to beat Carlton and how to play in that first 30 minutes, and then at quarter time, then we'll refocus and think, okay, well, that worked, that didn't work. What can we now do in this next 30 minutes to give ourselves an opportunity? I think it's pretty obvious in an AFL season, if you start looking too far ahead, you can lose control of what's going to happen.
I guess the beauty of it is, though, that you're playing teams that are trying to get into the 8, so that sort of gives you a bit more control back. Yeah,
I think that what we do have and what we're able to do with being more competitive in the first half of the year is that if we win the games, then we'll make the 8, and if we don't, then we probably don't deserve to be there.
Jobe, just going with the Carlton game, last time, I actually heard he said yesterday in the second half you couldn't win the ball back off them. In the Carlton game the first time, I guess you really closed down their space and tackled them really hard. Do you need to sort of get back to that this week?
Yeah, I think that if you look at any team when they're not playing well, it comes back to the way they're defending and their ability to win the ball back and their ability to close down space, and certainly that'll be a key. Any team we play, that's one of the focuses that we have, and this week's no exception.
You've got a massive game, obviously, this weekend. Old rivals, Carlton. What's the build-up of the week going to be like towards Saturday?
Well, we'll review the game today, and then we'll focus on, how we're going to beat them, and what we know works, and being able to play a consistent level, and that's all it's going to be. It's going to be 2 teams who want to win, and the desire and the willpower of one group will eventually overcome the other one.
I'm not sure if this is a stupid question to ask you, but North Melbourne's effort yesterday, given the injuries they had, how impressed were you by that, I guess?
Yeah, I think that, after a game you're not really thinking about how good were the other team. But upon reflection, last week we had 2 down, and we know how difficult it is to be able to play, and also the quality of players that they had that were injured. So it was an impressive performance.
And just Harvey?
Yeah, I mean, for a guy, we've got Fletch in our own side, and guys at that age and their ability to play at such a high level, and Boomer's been able to do that for such a consistent period of time, and that's why those guys are champions, and they'll be considered that when their careers are finished because of their ability to play at such a high level over a long period of time.